Well, boys and girls, we are back, and I'm reading in the Discord, and they're talking about that I can't get Zens, I can't get Zens, I can't get Zens, and I kept thinking, what? Why do you want them? Well, because I can remember when I was younger that we had this thing called Skull Bandits, little pouch, put them between your cheek and gum, and get all your nicotine chewing tobacco cravings, and spit in a bottle and look like a jerk. And everybody, was always cringing because, they didn't want to smell that. And I never took that up. That's an addiction, thank God I never had. But apparently now there's a new version of it called Zen, little tobacco free nicotine product. And apparently there's a problem, supply chain issue. And apparently you can order them, and apparently they're out every now and then and again and again and again. So let's read this article, and maybe, just maybe, it explains a few things. Okay. So here's what I'm reading from NBC News. Philip Morris suspends nationwide sale on Zen.com after DC subpoenas. Okay. Ooh, what's up? What's up? All right, here's Zen. So they're in the same type of little jar, or it's really just a little can, really, a little canister, and about 2 fingers deep. Not a big deal, and kind of plasticky, and because there's nothing to keep dry and moist. Tobacco giant Philip Morris International said on Monday that it would suspend online sales on Swedish Match North America's Zen.com nationwide as the Zen nicotine pouch maker responds to subpoenas from the District of Columbia. So apparently they've gotten into a few little issues here where they don't want you to be able to sell nicotine products or flavored tobacco, and the nicotine products can't be flavored either in any way, to DC residents, although it's not a state. But anyway, they got their own rules, so they govern themselves, and they don't want you to sell it there. And so apparently Philip Morris, digging into it, has found a few things out. But let's talk about how Philip Morris fits in. Apparently, Philip Morris bought Swedish Match in a wow, $16 billion deal in 2022 as the company looked to reduce its reliance on cigarettes and stricter regulations and a consumer shift towards alternatives to tobacco and traditional cigarettes. Okay. The company said that Swedish Match North America had received a subpoena from DC's Attorney General requesting info about its compliance with DC's 22 ban on the sale of all flavored tobacco. And apparently that includes synthetic nicotine. Okay. And so Philip Morris said that it intends to comply, of course. And if it's an unfavorable outcome and related to the matter, they're going to look into it. Apparently, there's maybe some liability is a reasonable possibility. So they're kind of opening to fixing the situation all the way around. The company said in its preliminary investigations, it does indicate there have been some sales of flavored nicotine pouches in DC. Okay. So predominantly, it's related to online sales and including some independent retailers. So apparently some of these independents have been buying them from wholesalers, selling it to them, although either oblivious or just didn't care about the ban in DC for flavored nicotine products. Okay. But apparently, Swedish Match is conducting a full review of its sales and its supply chain arrangements in and around DC and other U.S. localities where flavor bans may apply, and is temporarily suspending all sales on Zen.com until this assessment is complete. Now, that means for their online sales. Now, if you're getting them from a wholesaler or a distributor, maybe they've slowed down production. Maybe there's a lot of things going on, because Philip Morris does know that there's a very strong demand for this product. And I guess people are getting back on the pouch. Okay. And people are moving away from tobacco, but they still love the nicotine. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. They love it. And the alternative to that is, I wonder if our Asian brothers over in China who are making their own pouches and selling them to distributors and wholesalers and sub distributors all over the United States, I wonder if they care about these flavor bans. I wonder if they're worried about a subpoena. I'm willing to bet they're not, because they're still flooding the market with all kinds of nicotine disposable vapes, flavored at that. Flavored. Haven't you heard about the FDA? They told you not to sell them. They told us not to sell some other things too that we like to sell in this country. So let me tell you this. Apparently, Philip Morris, in its first quarter results reported in April, first quarter is January through March, shipments of Zen nicotine pouches grew nearly 80% compared with a year ago. However, sales on Zen.com represent a very small percentage of nationwide Zen volumes. So that's more of a retail website, in all honesty. So pointing the finger at this and saying this is the reason the supply chain is messed up, it's not true. It's so popular, they can't keep up with the demand from wholesalers, distributors, sub distributors, retailers on top of that are buying at distribution level. And so they're just not keeping up. And that's the bottom line on that, to be honest. And so, Zen's a big product, but there are alternatives to Zen as well. And they are hitting the market wide open. And I can expect, where you see disposable displays now, you will start seeing tobacco free nicotine pouches maybe taking over that. Now, will people want to spit them and all that? I don't know. I don't know how it works, in all honesty. I just always found the Skull Bandits and all that very disgusting because of the spit and the smell. And I don't, it's kind of making me sick now talking about it. But I also know that our Asian brothers are producing a lot more flavors than old Zen is right here. So does that matter? Looking for something else? I hope so. Probably out there. Check it out. So I'm just thinking, y'all, my final thoughts on this is this product's going to even get larger, and it's not going to be just Zen. It's going to be a lot of our other products that we're seeing coming out like this. So don't freak out, ladies and gentlemen. Philip Morris is leading the charge and showing you where it's going to come from. And his Asian counterparts are making the offshoots, if you will, or alternatives is a better word for it, maybe at a more inexpensive cost. I don't even know how the nicotine taxes work in your state, but maybe a little different somewheres. So anyway, check it out. I'll put the link in the article, and hopefully I'll keep following this up. So keep following the money, because God knows Philip Morris is.